All right. Welcome back to Heights Open Media. Prophet John here. Hope you guys are doing well. Okay, so there I have a clip of Prophet Charlie Shomp in December 2019 talking about the upcoming protests, riots, and things like that. So that's pretty interesting that Charlie Shomp saw that in December. He saw this coming to America. He saw riots and protests and just craziness coming to the streets of America in 2020. So there's a little clip here for him, and then we're gonna play that clip right after I'm done here. Um, and I've been thinking about this George Floyd thing, and it just doesn't make sense. The timing is so like the timing is scripted. I'm gonna just say that. And if you guys follow me on Instagram, which I haven't been posting lately, but I did one of my posts was that that we were gonna see something. We're gonna see a scripted chaos. And that's because Prophet Solomon told us that watch for the month of May. We're going to see scripted chaos. And it could be, and it's coming from the Democratic Party, the liberals. And so when I saw this, I said, "Wait a minute." This guy was a liberal. His family and friends are liberals. Um, so it was kind of odd that this came out at the when America was ready to fully reopen again, and the virus is going away. America is about to reopen, the Pentecost, and all of a sudden, boom! This happens right when that happens to make sure that the economy doesn't recover, to make sure that America doesn't fully reopen and continues to stay in fear. The timing of this was absolutely perfect. And when I see perfect timing, it's usually because it's scripted, it's planned, and it's coded, and so that means that I can decode it as an elite decoder. Um, and this guy right here, I just found this guy before I came on, and this guy, to me, this guy is completely correct. This Ben guy, he says this is clearly theater. George Floyd, two first names of professional boxers. The victim who was supposedly murdered was injected by something behind the police car to make him feel like he died. It's all a hoax. And then he says here, it's all a hoax. George Floyd isn't that two first names of a former professional boxer? LOL. When the victim was on the ground by the cop car, I'm pretty sure the police officer injected a needle in him to make him seem like he was dead, and so that's why I guess that's why he was foaming at the mouth and things like that. But I had the same feeling. I had the same feeling because when the autopsy comes out, they said that he had some type of injections in him, or some type of toxin or injection in him to make him. I guess that injection made him sleepy or put him to sleep, so that when he put his neck on him, he didn't. He didn't actually pass away. He was already sleeping. Okay, I don't know. The fact that the cop knew this man, okay, and worked with the man. So it's guys, man, we're being lied to. In my opinion, as an elite decoder, we're being lied to at an extreme level. We're being lied to at an extreme level. Um, most of these literally all of these, most of these not all of them, but most of these protesters are paid by George Soros. By the way, so it looks like the protesters went into CNN Atlanta in Georgia, and they destroyed it. Okay, they were at the White House as well. And as you know, George Soros funded a lot of these protesters. Okay, and a lot of and how we know that because a lot of the protesters that did the violence were not from Minneapolis or the cities that they were protesting in. And a lot of times when you see that, it's because they've been paid to go to a city, and sometimes they'll travel in buses go to a city, steal stuff, riot it, burn it down, steal things out of it, get free stuff, and they won't be charged or anything. They'll be let go. The police to stand by, let them storm in and destroy things on purpose. Then they stand by and watch it because they were paid to do that. And usually the person who does all the funding for this stuff is this guy right here, the satanic George Soros. I can't believe it's still alive, by the way. And I'm wondering why God has him still alive. You know what I mean? Like when like all of the satanic stuff he's done, all of the people he's killed, like all the funding he has done to try to destroy the entire world and destroy America and bring a new world order. God has kept him alive. So he's a pain in the rear for the people of God and the people of the church. It's unbelievable. Now look at this. Floyd was trying to be a porn star, I guess, at one point. I mean, a lot of people fail at being porn stars, but he tried. You know what I mean? And yeah, whatever. It says here that first Floyd and the killer cop worked together. That's why you should take out that word killer cop because they worked together for 20 years. Okay, at a club. And so he says this was definitely a cabal sacrifice. I told Benny that I believe a couple, like yesterday or the day before, I believe this was planned. I believe that it was a false flag cabal sacrifice. I don't think they actually killed the guy. The cop knew him for 20 years. They staged this. They was planned. Okay, I even put it on Instagram a couple weeks ago. I said, watch for a staged, scripted, planned event, and that's going to bring chaos. And people still fall for this stuff, man. And this is to the highest degree. I don't believe that George Floyd is dead, guys and girls. I believe that it was staged and scripted, planned right when the America was reopening, and Donald Trump's tweeting, "Yeah, we're America's reopening. We're America's strong again. Economy is back, going to get back to normal. Stock markets are going to go high." And then they made sure that boom, this comes out at that time of Pentecost, at the time where America is going to reopen. So and then they pay the protesters to go in and destroy everything, to keep the economy destroyed, to keep everything blamed on Donald Trump, so that they can try to get him out of the White House. Um, and so the fact that George Floyd is friends with Steven Jackson, and who is a former NBA player, who is a analyst on ESPN and Fox News or Fox Sports. He's of course, as you can see, wearing black and white. There he is. These people are Illuminati puppets. They're in the club. They might not be high-ranking puppets, but they're in the club, and they're extreme liberals. Okay, so them planning this stuff and doing these things to make the Republicans look bad, to make Trump look bad, to keep to keep the crisis and the economy destroyed is, in my opinion, on purpose. Because I posted onto Instagram, a scripted, planned chaos is coming, and it's going to be orchestrated by the liberals. And you can see it's all liberals. George Soros paying people to show up. Stephen Jackson's friend. These are extreme liberals. All of them are extreme liberals. Everybody, the cop, all these people are extreme liberals. Okay. Um, they try to do a Photoshop of the cop, wearing a make America white again hat and all these other things. It was all photoshopped. Of course, they quickly try to Photoshop that stuff. It was all photoshopped, though. And also, the person who started the riots in Minneapolis was an actual cop. They got him on camera. He started the riots. The guy, the actual cop, an actual cop started the riots. Go think. This is all staged, folks. We're being played like little science rats. to see how we're going to react, and we didn't react the right way, in my opinion. And I think this is going to get a lot worse because people are under mind control. This is mind control. This is mind control. And not a lot of people are going to realize that they're under mind control this is a stage event, a scripted, planned stage event that happened at the right time when America was reopening, and they know it. They know it. I don't believe George Floyd was murdered. I believe that George Floyd was injected, and that's what made him pass out. And then the guy stood up under. The guy had his knee under his neck area and stood there for literally 2 straight minutes afterwards. Who does that? And he looked like he was like taking photos, like making sure everybody had it on camera in all different angles. Like it was so fake. And then they gave him third degree murder. They didn't give him first or second. They gave him three. The letter three, cabal number three, ritual sacrifice three. If you see 3, 33, those 6, 13, those are ritual sacrifice numbers. Right? Now this I believe was a false flag ritual sacrifice because they knew each other. They were homies, they were friends for a long time. He's not going to kill his friend, in my opinion. I believe that he was injected by something that made him fall asleep and foam at the mouth. Okay, so I believe we're being played at an extreme level of mind control here. And so this is what's going on. You're burning down your own entire country because you're being lied to. Same thing at the White House here. Protesters are ripping away the brigades and everything like that for justice. This has nothing to do with George Floyd's death. I mean, you're destroying your own property. You're destroying your own land. Your communities are being destroyed. People, businesses are being destroyed that they're not going to be able to get back to. All because you're being lied to at an extreme level of mind control. But this is what it is, and Prophet Charlie Shunk already prophesied this in December, so I'm going to let you guys hear that right now. Peace out, God bless, be safe. Do not join these riots. This is mind control. These people are being controlled. These people are under mind control. These people are being paid by George Soros. Do not go out there and participate in this because you might be arrested, you might be killed, you might be trampled, and all because you wanted to go out there and participate under this mind control. Don't do it. And I'm looking at everything, and I can see that this was a false flag ritual sacrifice. The guys know each other, and it looks like it was scripted and planned to make sure it came out during the time period of Pentecost when everything in America was going to reopen. They wanted to bring the chaos because the virus failed badly. They needed something else to continue to bring fear and destruction to the economy because the virus did not work. It failed. It didn't get 2 million deaths. We didn't even have 100,000 deaths. I don't even know why Donald Trump is tweeting out 100,000 deaths. There was no 100,000 deaths. Okay, if you go to the CDC and all these other places, they're telling you that it was like literally nothing. It was literally nothing. There was literally no deaths. There was like 3,000 deaths or 6,000 deaths if you count like the ones that were just the virus alone. All the other ones were other indications of heart disease and strokes and other things like that, and they just wrote the virus on there. The actual people who actually died strictly from the virus is literally less than 10,000 people. What a joke! All right, but this is what they have to do, and this is called mind control. This is how millions of people are going to take the mark of the beast because of extreme mind control. That's why I keep telling you the mark of the beast is mind control because they have to control your mind for you to be able to take the mark first. They're not going to just be like, "Oh, here's the mark. You have to use it to buy and sell." You're going to be like, "No, get that crap out of my face." But if you are under mind control, like people are here, then you're going to take the mark of the beast. and you're not going to be able to buy and sell without it. And so people are going to take it because they're under mind control. That's why mind control is the number one key. Control. They must control your mind. They must make you. They must make it look like these things are actually happening, but they're actually not. They're staged. They're all false. It's false. It's false sacrifices, false deaths, and all these things to get you to a point where you then go into the streets and then do these types of things and destroy your own community. You know, the elites don't live in these communities. You guys do, and you're destroying your own community that you have to go back and sleep in. It's crazy. Anyways, peace out. God bless. Here's Prophet Charlie Champ on the. I'm not sure if I called him Mark Taylor. I don't think I. Hopefully, I didn't. Charlie Champ, Prophet Charlie Champ, on the prophetic word of the riots from December 2019. Bye. Eyes open.
Well, one of the things that I saw that is going to be, we're going to see in this next year, I saw blackouts in cities. I saw power outages. I saw blackouts. And I saw that this would be on the news. It wouldn't just be here in America, although I believe it will see that in America, but it will be around the world. There will be these blackouts, just where lights just go out. And the Lord said, let your light shine and take authority over the darkness, because it's a sign of something that the enemy is trying to, it's a natural sign of something the enemy is trying to bring in. But the Lord said, arise and shine, for thy light has come, and the glory of the Lord is risen upon you. And so we need to begin to pray into these things. We need to begin to take authority over them and say, no blackouts in my city, in Jesus' name. It was really interesting, just like the lights, they went out. Blackouts. I also saw that there would be protests across America. This is going to be a very interesting year. And we need to pray for the cities in America specifically against protests. And I saw in D.C., I saw a major protest in 2020, a major protest. And the Lord said, begin to pray, begin to pray. I also saw that, and I did a whole broadcast on President Trump, and I also spoke about this protest and this protest that I saw specifically in D.C. In a broadcast as well. But I saw that Trump will triumph in 2020. But we need to pray. We can't just sit back and say, oh, well, Prophet Charlie said that Trump's going to win in 2020. We can just lay back. No, we need to pray for this nation, because the enemy wants to come in. He wants to bring demise and destruction to the United States. And we got to begin to pray with fervency. We need to begin to pray with authority, and we need to begin to stand in the Spirit, and we need to begin to proclaim, decree, and declare that the light of God is going to begin to shine.